The property is an estate of approximately 300 hectares located in Nuevo San Juan, province of Colón, Republic of Panama. The property is divided in 23 lots, most of them adjacent among themselves. Currently and for many years, stock breeding is developed, and since 1997, reforestation with teak, which is a wood with high demand in markets such as Japan, China, India, United States, and Canada. To weigh the value of these properties, it's enough to know that just with reforestation with teaks, if planted with a density of 3,500 units per hectare, in 10 or 12 years, more than 1 million of marketable trees could be produced with a current market value of $25 each one. That is, there would be sales for more than 25 million, preserving the real estate value of the land and without exploiting other potential business of the property. This land has important deposits of limestone, which is a fundamental raw material of the cement industry. There is also tuff, a very much required material by fillings and roads constructors. In such sense, there have been advances until the final processes to obtain the permits authorizing exploitation. The land where the properties are located, most of it is almost completely flat. Reason why, having all the corresponding permits, it's adequate for urbanization with residential, commercial, and/or industrial purposes, always keeping in mind that it's adjacent to protected natural areas, part of the Panama Canal watershed, which provides it with an interesting touristic potential. It's important to mention that the properties have within their limit physical structures in good condition, namely houses, ranches, deposits, stables, buildings, and other facilities, plus having access to roads, telecommunications, water, and electricity. However, what is most attractive of the property is its location in the center of the transoceanic corridor of Panama. The most important natural resource of the country is its geographic position. Panama is a narrow isthmus that unites the continental masses of the Americas and the waters of the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. In such sense, as long as the country has policies of commercial openness and international economic insertion, its economics will be as stable as its geographical position. From the colonial cruises trail, Camino de Cruces, until the third set of locks of the Panama Canal, currently under construction, Panama has set a culture open to the international commerce and a global service calling. This culture and calling is supported by centuries dedicated to the service to foreign commerce, which currently has allowed the development of a by-ocean port system, unique in the world, composed by the state-of-the-art and efficient port terminals of Latin America, and carry out operations in both oceans. Panamanian ports move 6.8 million containers per year, a lot more than the Santos port, the most important port of Brazil, the biggest economy in Latin America. Port terminals are united among them by a waterway, the Panama Canal, whose expansion will double its capacity of transporting cargo. Currently, 4,000 ships through 144 routes to more than 8 countries worldwide, moving 12 million 20-feet containers. In the same way, they are connected by land by 3 actual dry canals, Transseismic Road, Alberto Mota Highway, and the Panama Railway. The narrowness of its geography, its central position in the Occidental Hemisphere, the existence of ports and multimode transportation facilities have attracted from centuries the investment necessary for the fast transfer of merchandise from the coast of one ocean to the coast of the other. The modern infrastructure is complemented with a solid legal frame, which has allowed the growth of related activities such as those carried out in Colón Free Zone, with more than 20,000 million in annual commercial transactions, the International Banking Center, with assets that went up to $89,771 million in 2012, and the Americas Hub in Tocumen Airport, which in 2012 moved 7 million passengers and has direct connections to 62 destinations. Additionally, tourism, telecommunications, insurance, and reinsurance, provisioning to vessels, among others, are items that imprint great vitality to the Panamanian economy. This explains why the economy in Panama is the most dynamic one in Latin America. It shows an average growth of 8.6% during the last decade. In 2012, it grew at a rate of 10.7%. All projections indicate that this growth will keep up at least in the following 5-year period. It's not possible to ignore that Panama enjoys of political stability. In the last decades, the main characteristic of the election processes has been transparency, as demonstrated by the fact that administrative transitions of the government have not had important disturbances, in spite that opposition has always triumphed. Evidently, all this contributes to Panama being not only a good regional distribution center, but becoming a logistic platform of hemispheric and global scope. Foreign investments is welcome in Panama. There are constitutional regulations that promote private property, protect intellectual property, freedom of companies, and the non-discrimination principle. The Constitution provides that foreigners within the national territory will receive the same treatment as nationals, with exception in some items such as retailing and media. Specifically, foreign capitals receive national treatment. There are specific laws to stimulate investments. Among them, the most important are establishment of free zones, multinational companies' regional headquarters, legal stability for investments, certificates of industrial development, certificates of agro-export development, incentives of reforestation projects, incentives for social housing projects, among others. In general terms, these laws provide fiscal, labor, and immigration incentives for those who qualify for its benefits. In the same way, it has been determined that the sectors that offer most adequate opportunities for investment in Panama are logistics, agroindustry, tourism, and financial services. In this property, these sectors can be successfully developed, maybe with the exception of financial services. It's important to mention that the dollar from the United States of America is legal currency in Panama since 1904, and there is no restriction to the repatriation of capitals. Panama has a rich network of free trade agreements which give them legal certainty to commerce and investment. The list of partners that have free trade agreements with Panama include United States, Canada, European Union, Central America, Peru, Chile, Taiwan, Singapore, Mexico, and Colombia. There are partial reach agreements with Dominican Republic, and it's also member of ALADI. Risk rating agencies have given the country investment grade, which indicates a sustainable management of public finances and allows a wide access to credit in favorable conditions. In real estate, location is important. This property has the best location in a country that is developed based on its privileged geographic location within the American continent. Additionally, the property is in the center of the backbone of the booming Panamanian economy, the Trans-Isthmian Corridor. That is, the activities to be developed in this area have the possibility to efficiently reach providers and consumers in North America, South America, the Caribbean, Europe, and Asia practically without distinguishing whether they are located in the coast of the Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific Ocean. The most modern of the dry canals of Panama, Alberto Mota Highway, goes through the property and has a bridge that allows access to the main road and communicates the property in such a way that connection with the property is not lost. The equidistant situation between the two most important cities of the country, Panama and Colón, awakes the imagination, as the future of these two major cities is destined to make them one big urban economical trans-Isthmian unit in which human activity must be harmonized with preservation of nature, essential to keep in time the operation of the Panama Canal. This property may become an important link in the Panamanian logistic chain that serves international exchange of goods and services. The property offered is a great business opportunity, even if only the agroforestry, livestock, agroindustry, and non-metal mining potentials are taken advantage of. Its location in the center of the backbone of the Trans-Isthmian Corridor, or, if preferred, in the middle of the bioceanic port system, make it a territory with huge potential to be integrated to the important logistic platform of the country. The economic moment that Panama is living will keep up during the following years. The initiation of the operation of the expanded Panama Canal will double the capacity to move cargo that today represents almost 5% of the world commerce. Consequently, income received by the Panamanian state will increase due to the canal operations. You have come to the perfect place at the perfect time. We can assure you that you will hardly find a better opportunity. Invest in the most dynamic place in all Latin America.